Now, back to Coastal Living on KZTV.
Welcome back to Coastal Living. Now you can see a theme here. Today we're honoring Martin Luther King Jr. Day, but coincidentally it's also a National Day of Service. What does that mean? Well, you can make today a day on and not a today off. Not a day off. I really like that saying because it's true.
I do too.
As we mentioned earlier in that interview with Matt and Alexis, you know, it's not just a day off, it's a day to remember. Just the same way Memorial Day and Veterans Day, and we're not knocking anyone, but yes, it's an opportunity to spend time with your family and enjoy a day off, but at least put aside like an hour or two in that day to find a way to give back and serve the purpose of having the day off to begin with, right?
Absolutely. There's a true meaning to today, and I think we should commit to that.
Yeah, and so much history behind it. So use it as a learning opportunity for your children to stress the importance of giving back. So we're going to give you guys a few ways that you can give back to the community today. The YWCA is hosting the 14th Annual Racial Justice Forum. This year's theme is Shall We Dance? Calling in and calling out. It has a continental breakfast and networking. It's happening now. Started at 8:30 a.m. this morning until 11:30, so there's still time to check it out. There's a panel discussion beginning at 9 a.m. that concludes at 11:30. So like I said, you still have time. It will adjourn for participants to attend the annual MLK Junior March starting at the courthouse, which we discussed earlier. You don't want to miss that. It's a free event. And if you did miss that celebration at the YWCA today, just mark it in your calendar for next year to make it, you know, maybe you didn't make big plans to give back. And sure, sometimes these things take planning. So put it in your calendar for next year or use another holiday or any day off to give back to the community. So call 857-5661 or check out their webpage, YWCACC at ywca.org for more information.
And there's always events going on there to give back to the community.
Absolutely.
All right, so next up is the food bank.
Yep.
You can, we're all encouraging folks to roll up their sleeves and help make a difference. So as we come together to sort, inspect, and pack food to help families in the Coastal Bend, there's just so many ways to give back that way.
Yeah, and that's something you can definitely do today is head over to your pantry, and this is not a time to grab those cans from 1986 that you should have thrown away years ago.
Right.
You want to make sure that you are checking out your pantry, take some things that, you know, maybe you plan on making that stir fry and it just didn't happen, and you have those you know, little baby carrots and things sitting in your cupboard that you know you're not going to use. Sauces, the dry foods, the hamburger helper, those types of things are helpful. Rice and noodles, pastas, all those things are great to donate. So take a minute, grab a bag, take the kids with you, as I mentioned. I just think it's important to get the kids involved, to let them see you doing it.
Right.
Yeah, so there's your chance to just grab a bag, head out there, and even drop off if you're not able to actually get out and help sort everything.
Exactly.
But there are a lot of people who want to give back and they don't know how, and that's why we want to share this, because really it's as simple as a phone call or looking up the website, and most of the time you don't even need to sign up. They just want you to show up.
That's right.
Yeah. So Habitat for Humanity, also, here's another thing you can donate. They need your furniture. So the most needed items are living room furniture and I mean, anything. Think about the accessories and the lamps and stuff like that as well. Tables, like who doesn't want to have a table to eat breakfast and dinner at, right?
Right.
A nice cozy couch to relax on, a mirror. Just think of some of the little things that you take for granted every day, and we all, I know I have way too much furniture in my house and things I need to get rid of.
A lot of people that are guilty of just putting a lot of their old furniture in the garage, and that takes up takes up so much space. So this is your perfect opportunity.
And think about that. Go to your storage unit. You're wasting money there anyway by holding on to things that you maybe don't need. I know we're super guilty of that, my fiance and I, but we're planning on, like, you know, we'll see what we need when we finally get a home after getting married. But if that's the case, you know, it's kind of that whole KonMari, letting go. If it doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it. And some people want to make a buck off of it. In this case, you're gaining that joy from knowing that you helped out a family that was in need. So donate that couch. Obviously things that are still in good quality, and I would imagine some good quality mattresses too. A nice bed to sleep on would be important as well.
Absolutely. And you can always donate blood. There's Be the Match bone marrow. You can always kind of
blood or bone marrow. Yep.
Blood or bone marrow. So that is also something that I've always considered, and we had her on the show.
Leticia.
Leticia, yes, thank you for that.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I think that's also such a great way to, you know, give back and just to be that person to do something like that. It takes a lot. It really does.
Absolutely. In the Coastal Bend Blood Center, you see the buses everywhere, but really, if you have a good meal in you, and you have about 15, 20 minutes. That's all it takes for you to stop by and donate. One donation could save up to 3 lives, and they are in urgent need of blood type O positive. So if you know your blood type and you can help, like I said, you can save 3 or more lives, and all that blood stays here in the community. So it's important to know that this doesn't like go sit on a shelf and get sent off to Arkansas. Like, you're helping somebody that you may have walked by at HEB at some point in your life.
Right.
And what's neat is they have this new program where you can actually meet the donor. And I think it started at Spawn. They're working at getting it at another hospital, but you can sign up to actually meet the person that saved your life. And how amazing would that be to be able to shake hands or to have that phone call with somebody who said, hey, I was on my deathbed, I needed a blood transfusion, and thanks to you, I get to live longer, which is really important. And then, of course, as you mentioned, the Be the Match Gen Cure, which is with Leticia Mondragon. We've had her on the show before. We're going to have her back soon. But bone marrow, too, is one of those things. It's so easy, and you had the chance to interview her.
I did.
It's a swab to get registered.
Right, and you just kind of swipe your mouth there and you put it in the envelope, send it out, and it's easy as 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, so that's another thing that my fiance and I signed up for. And it's one of those things, the way I see it is if by some crazy chance I end up matching with somebody, it's meant to be for me to donate and to save their lives. Like, what more do you need for the universe to pull you together and to be somebody's hero? So the way that works is, as I mentioned, you just get like a little swab with the cotton tip. They mail it to you, you mail it back, and you're put in this registry. The odds of you matching with somebody are very, very slim. But in the event that you do, I think a lot of people are fearful about a bone marrow transplant because it can seem very intimidating. But for the most part, they actually use your platelets, which is a less aggressive process. But even then, the donation of bone marrow is and it's an outpatient procedure, I believe. And there was even a story of a local priest that was able to save somebody's life that was suffering from leukemia. So I actually have a close friend who recently passed away from leukemia. May you rest in peace, Omar. We love you. So this one really, really pulls at my heartstrings. That's why I'm signed up, because I have people in my life. And whether you do or you don't, it's just so important, because you never know. It could be you one day that needs this type of help, whether it be the blood, whether it be the bone marrow, or any other type of transplant. So what better way to get that good karma in your world than to be on that list, on that registry. So that's really, really important. We want to make sure that we encourage you guys to get educated, which is what we do here on the show, and feel comfortable approaching these situations with confidence, knowing that you're able to give back and possibly be somebody's hero, which I think is so powerful.
Exactly. And what is your favorite way to have outreach in our community?
You know, the blood donation is really convenient for me because I stop, you see them everywhere. So sometimes it's like, oh, it's right outside my church. I had a big breakfast. I'm going to go eat lunch after this anyway. Why not stop in? And I like for my son to witness that, and for people that I love to witness it happening, because sometimes it just takes that personal experience, even if it's not you, someone else, and it kind of lights that light bulb and makes them think, you know what, I need to be that, I should make that a part of my habit. And you can donate up to 4 times a year. Imagine 3, 6, 9, 12, saving 12 people's lives just for donating regularly. So it's nothing. They always give you a food and drink and something afterwards to get your sugar back up, and you have time to sort of relax. And same thing with the bone marrow. You're on that registry. They contact you, get emails to kind of stay up to date with what's going on. But in the event that you actually match with somebody, how incredible to save somebody's life. And it's a lot of little children that suffer from leukemia, so you could save a child's life.
Yes, and also, I mean, we didn't mention this earlier, but I like to donate my clothes. Especially for Dress for Success. That's also a great way to give back.
And Salvation Army. And we all need to declutter our homes.
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly, before we do our spring shopping. So thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We're wrapping up the show. When we come back, you're watching Coastal Living.